Alright, let's try that again. Hello everybody, welcome back to another round of the Super League here in Gavra Racing. I'm your commentator again, Dan, once again, and welcome back everybody. Hope you're all doing well, and yeah, you join us here in Portimao. Now, Portimao is quite an interesting race. I think it's one of the recent ones that got added to the brand new F1 game. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. But to those in the chat, hello, Gavra himself, how you doing? Cryptech, nice to see you. Zaxify as well, nice to see you guys. But yeah, a little different here. We're doing short quality just for this race. Obviously, I'm commentating solo, so it's like an hour and 45 minutes of commentating. But you know, it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, nice to see everyone. So let's have a look now. So while I was setting up the stream, a few people have set the lap time. So first of all, it's nice to see Toussaint back, the Mercedes driver here, working with Tim. He was quite busy, so it's nice to see him back in the Super League. Hope to see some great racing from him. But yeah, so far the times, as we notice here on the times, we got Z-Tech Oreos pulling in a 1 minute 17.4. That was on the soft, so that is the time to beat at the minute. But 14 drivers here today. Gav, please remind me if there was someone missing. But yeah, we got 14 drivers, meaning it's going to be an interesting one. But last week, I'm not going to spoil it, but for those who haven't seen last week's race, make sure to go over and check that out, but don't do it just yet. Just wait till the end of this race here in Portimao before you go and watch that one. But it's nice to see everyone, and yeah, you join us here live in Portimao for one of the races here at Gavra Racing. So yeah, should be an interesting one. But a few people have set the lap times now. We got Z-Tech Oreos coming in with a 1 minute 17. That's the time to beat at the minute. It is. You are quite right there, Zaxify, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just going to be an interesting one. So it's short quality for this one today with a 26 lap race. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So, and the freshman league as well, they were doing quite well, especially with the weather conditions, shall we say. So it's 33 laps. Okay, I thought it was 26. But yeah, 50% race, so 33 laps, and yeah, I don't think I've been informed too much about anything other than that, but should be alright. So yeah, it should be an interesting one. But yeah, Pup coming in with a 1:17.7. That's a good time from him. But we had some great racing last week. Ricky Styles is just on and out lap there, so he's looking to improve. We got MC on the lap now, coming into the third sector. That's right on board with the Alpine. MC did quite well last week in Bahrain. Like I said, not going to spoil it too much, but yeah, because this is a new track, I may mess up on some of the corners, but we'll just have to wait and see, as now we get to go there, it just manages to not invalidate, and now he's full flat towards the finish line. Let's see what time he can do here. Might be a decent time here from MC, as he comes across the line, doing it at 1:17.7. Pushes him up into third place there, really good time there. Toussaint also getting a 1:18.1 there. The other Alpine, Bonnie Evil, is just about to come across the line as well. It's important with the track limits as well. I think the track limits are a bit loose on this track. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what people can do. Let's see what Bonnie Evil can do now. Comes across the line with a 1:17.7. That pushes him up into fourth place, especially on those medium tyres. However, Toussaint's teammate Tim's going to go on the lap now. Let's ride on board with the Mercedes, see what he can do. He manages to carry all that speed into the double right-handers. Drop down to third, there's the rotation, good exit there from Tim. As he nests his way around the track. Z-Tech Oreos improving by a 1:17.1, so that's a really good time. But anyway, carrying on. just manages to down fourth there and gets a good exit as he makes his way towards the finish line. See what time he can do here. It could be a good time for Mercedes. Will be able to boost himself up onto the pole position as he comes across the line, doing a 1:17.2, which pushes him up into second place. A really good time there from Tim. So both Mercedes getting good starts there at the minute. Toussaint's going to have to try and improve to see if he can get up there. But everyone doing well. We got Star Ticker supporters. I mean, he did alright. He had a little bit of errors, but he'll be able to improve on this race. As F1 Lover is just on a lap. He's just done through the middle sector. That's right on board with the Aston Martin. He drops down to second. That's the rotation of the car. Goes a little bit loosey-goosey there, is what people may say. As he gets a good exit there towards his first set of double right-handers, drops down into third, gets the rotation down, up into fourth. Let's see what F1 Lover can do here. But it's going to be onto the second double right-hander. I think these double right-handers are the most important corners to nail, to get right. If you don't get it right, you're kind of going to have a problem, which is not good. But Nabalsip comes in with a 120 there, so it's just F1 Lover to set a lap. Obviously there's going to be a lot of improvements here. Let's see what F1 Lover does now. It gets full send, tries not to use track limit. Oh, he's going to go in the pit. No, he doesn't. Let's see what he can do. He pushes himself up into third place with a 1:17.3. So people in the 1:18s, 1:19s going to have to improve. Nabalsif improving his time by a few tenths there, but he's on the medium compound, so it's quite a good time from him. So the majority of the drivers here are aiming for 1:17, 1:18. Like I said last week, guys, it doesn't really matter about what time you set, because honestly, if these times are really close to one another, it's going to give people an advantage, and it's going to be a really close race, because it's going to determine the pace. So if you look at the gap between some of these guys, it's quite close. It's roughly a tenth between each other. But let's go ahead and ride on with Toussaint. And Cryptech coming in with a subscription for tier 1, subscribing for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Cryptech. I do appreciate that. And yeah, so Toussaint is on a lap. We'll be able to improve as he comes round the corner towards the final flat right-hander. Could be a good time here from Toussaint. Let's see what he can do. Will he be able to improve? He gets into the 1:17.7, so that's a 3/10 improvement there from the Mercedes. But yeah, thank you again, Cryptech. Really do appreciate it. Also, did subscribe yesterday as well. So yeah, you know, it's worth it. See, you know, I think the thing about with this, honestly, I do like to read the chat a lot, so it's quite good to see what people are doing in the chat, which is quite nice. So with that subscription, you get early access to the streams and all that, so it's nice to see you. Hey Ted, how you doing, man? Welcome, I'm glad you're here. But yeah, so far people are setting really good times here, 1:17s, 1:18s. Startet is going to have to improve though, but let's ride on board with the Williams. Let's see if we can get a decent time here. The majority of people are on outlabs, but some people are improving, so let's ride on board with the Williams. Let's see if Startet can improve his time. Let's see, drops down into second, that's the rotation of the car, just manages to go into third and fourth there. The exit needed to be a little bit quicker, so it could cost him a little bit of time as he comes towards the first set of right-handers. Drops down to third, that's the rotation. A little bit slow on the exit there. Let's see if he can improve on the second double right-handers. Just manages to lock up a little bit. Hasn't validated yet though, so let's keep an eye out on him. Let's see what happens. Drops down to second. Someone's gone off the track. Let's see who's going off the track. MC's gone off the track. Must have had a decent time, but just didn't manage to get there, so it's really unfortunate from MC. As Starticker now, he's making his way towards the line. This could actually be a decent time. It's not going to be in the 17s. It's roughly 1:19, so Starticker's really going to have to improve there. if he wants a chance of getting into the top 10. But yeah, let's see now. I'm seeing him validating on his lap. Unit J just went for a spin on the first double right-handers. It's what I say about the double right-handers. It's quite, you need to try and nail it on the ball, and you need to try and like be accurate with them, because I think one little screw up, obviously it's going to send you flying, and I don't think no one wants that. But the Alpine's not doing the greatest just yet, but hopefully we can see some improvements from, not the Alpines, the AlphaTauris. Wow, I am tired today, so I may forget some names, but Unit J and I think Tenturi is coming across the line now. He had a 2-second like down on his time, so that's really unfortunate from him. But yeah, the AlphaTauris need to get up there. In terms of the Red Bulls though, like the Red Bulls, look at these cars. The Red Bulls are really nice around Portimao. Oh, and I think he went a little bit too quick into the pit lane. He's got to be really careful not to go too quick. But yeah, the Red Bulls, they're pretty nice cars. I do like the cars. I do like the liveries on the cars. I think the white like really stands out. But I think Tim's on the lap now. Let's see if he can improve. Will he be able to get that pole position? As he comes to catch a decent exit on the first set of right-handers. Now it's all about the second one. Will he be able to carry that pace through the second double right-handers? Let's see what he can do now. Drops into fourth and third. Gets the rotation shot. Shifts up into fourth. Gets a decent exit there on the double right-handers. So that's going to hopefully improve his time here. As he drops down into third, but he does lock up on that corner. So it's going to cost him a lot of time. I think he's bailed on this one. Yeah, he might have bailed on this one. Yeah, I think he's going to go with them. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I think he's bailed on this one because it's going to be a 118 roughly. 118. So he's going to go with them, see if he can improve. But Unit J, speaking of the AlphaTauris, we did see about improvement here. He's boosted himself up into second. A really good time from Unit J. I mean, Unit J is one of our Premier Series drivers, and I think he's either a Premier Series or freshman driver, but he's doing really well, so I hope he keeps up that performance. But what a lap there from Unit J. And, but yeah, pushes him up into second place. What would I like to see? But let's see if Starfish can improve now. So he comes across the final corner. A little bit decent time. Oh no, not quite. I think he's going to go for one more lap to see if he can get that lap in the bag. And try and get him up in some points. Tim now is on the lap coming through the third sector. Oh, he's just bailed on that lap. He might have messed up the exit. So that's really unfortunate there from Tim. But Pope's on an out lap. He's also bailed. But yeah, that's the end of quality, it looks like. But I don't think we've seen anything in terms of weather. But yeah, he's a freshman driver out of Kazakhstan. Appreciate it. So yeah, he is a freshman driver, but the pace he's got in the freshman league is actually quite good. So well done on Unit J. Yeah, everyone, with 2 minutes left, everyone's just about across the line now, so the Oreos, I mean, I don't think we've seen him last week in Bahrain. However, he is back, and looks like he's heading the game for this one, as he is going to be starting at the front of the grid with a 1:17.1, so that is a really good time there from Z-Tech Oreos. Followed by Unit J, and then Tim, an F1 lover, then Leo Cat, Ruthley Styles, Volonek, Pope in 8th, MC in 9th, Bonnie in 10th, Toussaint in 11th, Navalsef in 12th, Centuri in 13th, and Starter there in last. So everyone's in for roughly 117s. 117s, but honestly, we just have to wait and see what happens here. So here is your grid for the start of the race. So we got Zetech in first, Unique in second, Tim in third, F1 Lover in fourth, Leo Cat in fifth, Whitley Star in sixth, Vogelnick in seventh, Pope in eighth, MC in ninth, Bonnie in 10th, 2 Cent in 11th, Nabelsick in 12th, Centuri in 13th, and Starclicker in 14th. Wow, I said that really quick, didn't I? But yeah, there's a close top 12 there, as you can see, 6/10 between each other. And don't mind me, just opening myself a Pepsi Max. As it's going to be a long one here at Portimao, so grab your popcorn, grab your drink, or whatever you're doing, sit back, relax, because it's going to be a close one here at Portimao. But I think I really like this track. This track is quite difficult to nail, but it's good when it comes to racing. We've seen a lot of decent racing in the Premier Series and in the Freshman, so it could be a very high rating in terms of racing here in Portimao for the Super League especially. But for those who just joined in, do appreciate it. But let's throw in another cheeky reminder. So for those that are new to the Twitch, especially if you're watching live on Twitch, do bear in mind that we've got subscriptions as well. So if you want access to the races early and all that, please drop a sub on the Twitch channel, and you'll be able to watch the races early access, which is quite good. Hey JMB Surreal, how you doing? Nice to see you. You've also got bits and all that, which is like microcurrency. I think 100 bits is a pound in Britain. So, but yeah, for those who are joining us just in time for the race, it could be an interesting one here. I really want to see what could happen. But for those in the chat, I mean, we could get a poll going or something. But who do you think is going to come out on top here in Portimao? I'm going to do that now, actually. So we've had some close ones here. So let's go with Zetech. We're trying to make a poll here. Is everyone making a well in the formation lap? I think the majority of people are starting on the softs and the medium, so it could be a close one. Let's do. I mean, Nabelsick had some good racing as well. Let's throw 2 Cent in there. And then who else had a decent race? Last week, I think Pope had a really good race last week. So let's throw him in there, in the poll. So yeah, but anyone else who used them, do let us know in the chat. And let's go ahead and put a 5-minute poll up. So put your votes in there, and then we can see what happens. But welcome everyone joining us here live on Twitch. It's really good to see you. I hope you're having a great Thursday. But yeah, tomorrow we've got the GT Sport League. So for those who are wanting to watch the GT Sport League live tomorrow, joined by Natty and Cryptech, it would be an interesting one. I hope to see you there. So it'll be a really interesting race because we're into that horse. So you never know what it's going to be like. But let's see what you guys are thinking. So we got, so far it's between 2 Cent and Tim, but it looks like Tim's coming out on top at the minute. I think Pope, in my opinion, I'm going to go with Pope there, because he had a really good race last week, so he might have the same performance in this week as they are just about to line up ready for the 33 laps here in Portimao. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because this could be an interesting one. And yeah, this could be an interesting one. As the drivers are now starting up for the grid, but we could get some decent camera angles. I do like camera angles about this game, so yeah, it could be an interesting one. But so far the majority of people have gone 1 apiece with them Tim's on top. But here we go now, as the 5 red lights are going for the first time here on Portimao, and the drivers are ready. And I should actually do this real quick. And here we are, there's lights out and away we go. Unijit getting a good start there in second, pushing him up into first. Zetech Orioles going into the back as they're going into turn 1 now. Unijit, what a good start from him. Meanwhile, towards the back of the grid, someone's gone wide. I think it must have been Pope. Pope went quite wide there. Everyone keeping it fairly clean with the Styles. Just managing to catch up there. Someone else went wide as they're making their way down into turn 4. Will there be any moves be made here? But Wesley Style and Bonnie and Centuri are going wheel to wheel. Centuri holding it down the inside as the two Alpines are working together now, which leads an interesting start here. Pope and MC getting the 5 second and 3 second time penalty is not good for them guys in particular. And yeah, it's really dangerous as they're going to watch the first right-handers. Now they're making their way to the double set of right-handers. Let's see, anyone going to look for a move at the minute? Not quite, but Union J so far leading this race. Pope's going to get past Star Kicker there as he pushes himself up into 9th place. But that's the start at the minute. So it could be an interesting one here. But everyone keeping it fairly clean. Meanwhile, Novelset trying to get past Rollinek, but I think she's got damage. So it looks like Unit J is leading the way, but Z-Tech Oreos just went really close behind them. This could be an interesting one as we're going into turn 1, but now Leo Cat's right behind Tim, followed by Toussaint and MC. MC gonna try and look for a move on Toussaint. Toussaint just holding it there, trying not to let him pass. And they make their way towards turn 4. Everyone trying to keep it fairly clean. But what a start here. But Leo Cat is right behind Tim there at the minute. Could be an interesting one. But Centuri looks like he had to pay, really unfortunate from Centuri there. He'll be able to get back in this race though. Still got to play for with 31 laps to go. And what a start here we have in the Super League. A very interesting start from some of the drivers in particular, but Union J leading the way of the race. What a drive from him at the minute. Would he be able to keep that position in P1? It could be all to play for, but meanwhile everyone keeping it fairly clean. And it's going to be difficult. Everyone's fairly spaced out. I think Leo Cat's right on the ball. But yeah, I'm just going to check Pope's front wing because someone requested in the chat. But speaking of Pope, he's going to try and look for a move on Wesley Styles. Well, he was close to thinking about it. These two are really on the back of each other. I don't think he's got damage there. Protect, answer your question. But meanwhile, Toussaint gradually gaining on Leo Cat. Leo Cat just managed to get past Toussaint. We didn't manage to see it there. But Toussaint is looking to fight back. Meanwhile, Pope does get the move on Wesley Styles. Which pushes him up into 8th place, so he's going to be catching up towards the top 8. Leo Cat right behind Tim, the Mercedes driver, but so far most of you guys predict for Tim, so this could be an interesting one here. But the closest battle so far is between Leo Cat and Tim. Leo Cat right behind Tim, so this will be an interesting one as they make their way now towards the 3rd sector. Towards that right-hander, but meanwhile, speaking of it, Tim and Leo are having a battle. Tim just managing to hold it from Leo, which keeps his P3, but Toussaint's right behind him there. Could be an interesting one. Bonnie, meanwhile, he's gonna stay right behind his teammate. But Leo and Toussaint now, these two are going to be battling away. Will Leo look for a move? It does look for a move as he's going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1. This could be very interesting there. Gets the move done. Z-Tech Oreos get in the position down as Union J is trying to hold it. Z-Tech Oreos look for the move down the inside. Union J holds it around the outside. And yeah, but meanwhile the Ferrari Leo Cat gets past Tim and Toussaint. Gets past both of the drivers here. Really interesting manoeuvre there. Just managed not to see it. But the Mercedes are going to be working together now. Union J losing the position as Z-Tech and Oreos are going to go wheel to wheel. Union J getting the move done, but he's going to be looking for revenge there on the McLaren. But Bonnie's going to be wise, stay right behind MC there. He's wanting to try and work together to try and get past over the Mercedes. But Gav, you're right. It is quite nice to see all the drivers close in contact, but meanwhile Tim's going to be trying to look for a move on the Ferrari. This could be very spicy as they're making their way towards the left-hander there. Will Tim look for a move? He does look for a move as he's going to go wheel to wheel now. Will he be able to send one round the outside? Not quite, but he does from the switch back. Will he be able to get this done? As they're going to go wheel to wheel now. Not quite. It was so close though. So close from Tim. Tim's going to be looking to try and get that move back though. But Tim's definitely going to be trying to look for a move on Leo Cat. Let's ride and bother with the series here just real quick to see if there's any moves going to be done here. He's going to think about it, not quite, as he tries chucking it down the inside of Leo Cat. Leo Cat holding it around the outside there, as you can see. But if you look at the overtail, Tim's got a lot of ERS here, so it's all about trying to keep that ERS, and he's going to look for a move, not quite. But meanwhile, Bonnie just getting past his teammate. Probably because the team orders there. As Tim now is slowly catching up behind Leo Cat. This could be very interesting here, but it's still all to play for. But meanwhile, MC just gradually staying behind Bonnie. These two are going to work together now. But meanwhile, Leo Cat and Unit J and Tim's going to chuck it down the inside, and Unit J just manages to get the move done. A beautiful move then from them two. These three drivers, as they're going to go for a battle now. Leo Cat on the inside. Will Tim be able to hold it around the outside as they make the way towards his fast right-hander? This will be very spicy here. Tim managing to get a position. And will it be 2 cents? Time to shine. As he's going to try and look for a move now on the Ferrari. But MC now slowly getting behind Bonnie. But Leo Cat now is going to look for a move. Will he look for it? He's thinking about it as he's very close now to Tim, but 2 Cent is going to be trying to get that position in order to get them up into decent points here in the Super League. But what a start we've had from these drivers here in Portimao. Like I said about the racing, it is very spicy and everyone's quite close, but Z-Tech is in the way there with a 1.2 gap. Tim's trying to look for a move on Unit J soon. He's getting close, roughly by a 10th, but also Leo Cat's right behind him there. But Tim's got more ERS, so he'll be able to hold it than Leo Cat. But speaking of Leo Cat, he's going to look for a move here. We'll be able to send one round the outside of Tim. They still go wheel to wheel here. This is going to be very spicy. Leo Cat on the inside towards his double right-hander. Tim holding it round the outside, and just manages to try and go for the move there. Doesn't quite get it done. But Leo Cat looking very closely there at Tim. But what a race we're having here in Portimao. But yeah, this is what we're seeing at the minute. This is so intense. I'm actually glad I've been commentating this one. Really honoured to commentate in Gavra racing. As now they're going to Leo Cat and Tim. These two are just battling like mad. These guys are going to be keeping up, constantly battling. But meanwhile, if you look towards the back of the grid, everyone's trying to catch up behind it. But Leo Cat and Tim, these two are not going to be giving up. Tim holding it on Gavra, but 2 Cent is sent one down the outside of Leo Cat. That's the position there. So him and his teammate, they're going to be pushing for pole now. As they're gaining a lot of time. Meanwhile, Bonnie Evil sends one down the inside of Leo Cat as they're going to go wheel to wheel. They're still going wheel to wheel. It's going to be interesting. Will Leo have the inside line? It does. Bonnie sends it around the outside. Will he be able to hold the move into this double right-hander? Gets it done. But Leo's still going to be getting that confidence there. Tim now is getting the position. Will 2 Cent be able to do it as they're going to go wheel to wheel towards the outside? Unit J just managing to get the better exit there as they're going towards this sharp left-hander. Unit J and 2 Cent going to go round the outside. Unit J holding it on the inside. It's going to be interesting. Someone spun. I think it was MC, but 2 Cent getting the move done there. But if we look, it was MC. MC spun out. Really unfortunate there, but Unit J is slowly going to catch up. But meanwhile, if you look at Pop's going to try and look for a move here. He's thinking about it. He's got all the ERS and the DRS now as they're going to go wheel to wheel. Will Pop be able to look for a move? He is. As these two go wheel to wheel into turn 1, will Pop be able to hold it down the inside? Bonnie trying to look for the move around the inside, outside onto turn 2. As Pop manages to get the position there, but Bonnie's still not going to give up on this fight. This still will be an interesting battle between these two. As Pope now is going to be gaining a lot of time on Bonnie, but started just managing to gain a move on Volonyk there, but Volonyk did go into the pits. But what a battle we're having here for these guys here at Portimao. MC's going to try and gain some time though, trying to catch up to his teammate. Nabalsek, however, he's been doing quite well, but he'll be gaining up. Leo's lost a lot of positions though. That is unfortunate from Leo. I didn't quite catch that, but Leo must have lost a lot of positions and he's dropped quite heavily. But Pope and Bonnie now, these two are going to go close. Let's see what we can do. Tunturi picking up a 3-second time penalty. Really unfortunate there from Tunturi. As Bonnie will be able to try and look for a move. He's thinking about it as these two, Pope deploying every bit of ERS. This is time to get away from Bonnie, but Bonnie's using that slipstream, trying to catch up away. But Z-Tech's flying. He's doing the time, but Toussaint setting the fastest lap there. Their team already stay. And here we go now, Pope and Unit J. Having a move. Pope sends one down the inside, but Unit J hold it around the outside into turn 2. This can still be interesting. Bonnie decides to get involved. Unit J just getting into the right there, blocking Bonnie from getting past. Quite a wise choice there, but I don't think it was the greatest of ideas. But Pope managing to get into 4th place, so he's going to be gaining a lot of time now on the Mercedes as Unit J trying to look for a move now. Bonnie's also trying to look for a move now. We'll see holding it around the outside as them two are going to go wheel to wheel now. Now we'll see getting the move done, but Bonnie is slowly catching up on Unit J. As Whistler Style now, he's also catching up on Bonnie, so this could be an interesting one. But let's see what Bonnie can do now as they're going out of the double right-handers into the tight left-hander. Will he be able to get enough time here? Let's have a look. Not quite, but Leo Cat might look for a move on Nabalsek. I think Nabalsek is losing positions. Well, I'm just looking for a move there. That's the move done. But yeah, I think Leo, he must have spun, cost a lot of positions, and he's dropped quite a bit. So that's quite unfortunate there. But Unit J now using every bit of ERS, but Bonnie's slowly creeping up. This could be an interesting one as Bonnie tries to look for the move. Don't go wheel to wheel into turn 1. As it gets the move done. Good manoeuvres there, but meanwhile Toussaint slowly catching up behind Tim there. But yeah, Leo did lose quite a few positions. I think Leo might have had damage, so he's not in the pit. So is MC. Both of them two have gone into the pits now. As this is going to be an interesting one. What an interesting race we're having here. As Volunteer getting in the position, moving, pushes him up into 9th place. Slowly started there. He's going to go in the position there because of them two in the pits. Tunturi getting another 3-second time penalty. But let's see what you guys are saying, because I think everything's calmed down a little bit here. We'll have to keep an eye out, but let's have a little look. So Quick says that the Mercedes are looking good for the constructors. Well, if we look at the points on the standings, let me go ahead and grab the standings up. We can have a look to see what points they're currently on. But yeah, I think that's I think you are right about that. Let's have a look at what other people are saying. JMB's real saying that the racing's quite close here. But meanwhile, I think Toussaint just past Tim, but Tim's gonna go wheel to wheel with his teammate. Just gets the move done because the team order's there. So wise choice from them two. Them two are going to be working together now. But these two are currently trying to work together, trying to get in the position. So his team orders there must have let him pass there. So now Tim can gain the momentum on Z-Tech. But Unit J is slowly gaining towards Bonnie. Just managing to gain a lot of time there. We'll be able to hold it, drops down the first into second there. But MC getting a lot of time on started there. Let's have a little battle here. Started just getting past MC, just getting past started there, pushes him up into 11th place there. Nice little move done by MC. As Toussaint now is slowly losing a little bit of time, but Pope's catching up. Pope's getting a lot of time here. So really interesting there. But yeah, with 22 laps to go. Wow, what an 11 lap start we've had here. But however, if we look at the Z-Tech's flying, he's gaining away. But let's see if Tim now can catch up. Yeah, let's have a look at the tyre situation as well. Thank you for letting me know there, JMB. Let's have a look at the tyre situation. So if we look at the tyre situation, everyone's roughly on softs and medium. We've got two people on hards there, so Tunturi and Lillicat are on the hards. So Toussaint picked up a 3-second time penalty. I was going to say 2 seconds. I was like, hold on, that's not right. But yeah, the softs are coming over for the pitch. I think the mediums can hold roughly 16 to 18 laps. So some people might be going for a soft to medium, some people might be going for a medium or soft. But position changes though, Toussaint doing really well, gained 8 positions so far. Quite good from him, Bonnie gaining 5, Tim just gained 1 at the minute. But however, if you do look at Tim, he's gaining a lot of time now on Z-Tech. I think Tim's got the pace. If Tim can hold this pace, he might be able to gain enough time on Z-Tech and hopefully get into that P1 there. But everyone is quite close here at the minute. From 2nd all the way down to 8th. Everyone's closing the gap. But Pope now, if we have a look at Pope, he's going to try and look for a move here. Let's see what he can do. But Pope's doing it all the time on zero. So Tim's gone into the pits. He's going to be switching to some mediums. I think he's the first pit stop in terms of the actual battling. So let's see, he's going on to the mediums. He's going on to the medium compound. He lets himself back out there. So now Pope's going to be doing a lot of time on Toussaint. But these guys have gone to the medium, so it could potentially mean that the undercut here is quite powerful. If the undercut works for Tim, he might be able to get past the rest of the drivers. But bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that Z-Tech is on the softs. The Z-Tech is on the softs there, so MC pulling out a 119. But yeah, Z-Tech's on the softs at the minute. So Z-Tech's going to have to pit shortly. If he can try and keep the tyres out for as long as possible to get past Tim, it could work. However, the majority of these drivers are going to have to pit soon. The majority of the drivers are going to have to pit soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the championship standings. Obviously, I can't put it on screen. I'm streaming directly off my PlayStation. But now we'll see us spending a lot of time now on Weekly Styles. But look at the Red Bull livery. I do like that Red Bull livery a lot. I think the Red Bull livery just stands out a lot more than the rest of them. I do like how it's changed. But let's have a look at the standings. Let me go ahead and read out the standings. Oh! Weekly Styles gone through a little bit of a spinneroo. So he's just lost it. But when he got into the pits though, yeah, he's gone into the pits. So it was lucky that he went into the pits, but he didn't really spin out. So that's going to cost him a lot of time there. But Pope is right behind Toussaint now. This is getting very spicy for the drivers here. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate there from Weekly Styles. But Tim just staying in a position there. But Toussaint's going to have to hold it now from Pope if he wants to try and keep that position. But Bonnie's creeping behind, so this could be the battle for second place between these three. So let's keep a close eye out on these three in particular. As we drive the boy from the perspective of Bonnie Uber. We're just going to have a look now to see if any moves are going to get done. I don't think Pope is going to look for a move on Toussaint yet. Not quite, but it could be interesting. You know, it's only 14 laps. These guys are going to be coming into the pits in like roughly 2 to 3 laps time. But we'll just have to wait and see. So far, in terms of standings, Aston Martin is flying ahead with 55 points. Volonic getting the move done on Leo there. As these guys are going for a little bit of a battle. Tim going down the inside. Did Tim spin? He must have spun, really unfortunate there, but now we're sitting in that 4th position. Z-Tech's down into the pit, so this could be costly in terms of the undercut here for Tim. But will Z-Tech be able to make it? Yeah, he's already on his way out, so this will cost a lot of time here. But these guys are going to be battling on the way. Meanwhile, Toussaint and Pope, these two are going to go wheel to wheel into turn 4. Toussaint holding it around the outside. Pope didn't manage to get the move yet, but we will be getting that move soon. So people closing out on these two. But meanwhile, let's draw our attention to MC. These two are going to go wheel to wheel. MC sends it down the inside of Tim. So this could be an interesting one now. Meanwhile, Bonnie's doing a lot of time on Pope here. Will he be able to look for some moves? Pope must have lost a little bit of time there when looking for the battle on Toussaint. But it was really unfortunate there for one brother. Z-Tech retired from the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed Z-Tech retiring from the session. He did really well, but he must have retired. Did he spin? Did he get damage? This could be priceless now, as Toussaint and Tim could have a chance to get a P1 and P2, but Pope is gradually gaining behind Toussaint as well as Bonnie Evil, but these three are going to be battling now. This is going to be very close. But yeah, if we just draw our attention to the team standings, so the Aston Martin are currently leading the way with 55 points, followed by Ferrari with 36, AlphaTauri with 34, Red Bull with 25, Mercedes with 20, Alpines with 16, Williams with 14, Alfa Romeo with 4, and the McLaren with 0. But this could be really good in terms of the standings, because if both Mercedes make us through and get decent positions, they will probably gain enough points to get past the Aston Martins in these scenarios. But in terms of the driver standings, Pope currently leading the driver standings with 40 points, Piero with 27, Naval-Sick with 25, Toussaint with 18, Wittgenstein with 18, F1 Lover with 18, Leocat with 18, Volonik and MC with 10, Shankster with 7, Bonnie with 6, Rangy with 4, Tim with 2, Starter with 1, Oriole and Z-Tech with 0. So it looks like the majority of the drivers didn't, some drivers may not be here, so it looks like Oriole's not here, Rangy's not here, Piero's not here, but Pope and Toussaint, now these two are going to go into the pits. Bonnie and Nabalsek also going into the pits. But let's see now, will Tim be able to gain enough time to try and gain some form of undercut? MC did a little bit of damage, but Tim also did a little bit of a spinneroo, so that's quite unfortunate. Will Toussaint be able to get out the pits? He's got out the pits, so he's on a fresh set of softs. So he's currently leading the way of this race. So Bonnie Evil jumped cut, so he's into second. That must have been a good pit stop there from Bonnie. I think Pope and Nabalsek had a little bit of damage, but remember, Toussaint still got that 3-second time penalty. He's still got that 3-second time penalty. So this could be costly in terms of positioning here. If Toussaint can get away from the other drivers, and because of that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a safety car. The first safety car here in Portimao. There must have been like loads of incidents. So I think there's a Tenturi spinning. That must have cost a safety car, but these guys are going to be ready now. This gives chance for Tim to get decent points here. This will give chance for some excellent racing here in Portimao. But for those who are in the chat, just want to throw a cheeky little reminder out there. If you do enjoy the content here with Gavra Racing, and if you want to see next week's races and the GT Sport League and all that, make sure to hit the follow button. Keep up to date with all the content on the Instagram. Same goes with YouTube. If you like the content, please make sure to drop a sub. Helps out a lot. Also drop a like on the video and comment your thoughts maybe. It does help the league out a lot, especially Gav, because Gav obviously gets the ideas. But it's gonna become interesting. I'm actually really hyped. Like, even though I'm on my own today, it's still gonna be interesting. I cannot wait to see what happens here. And I hope you guys are able to join me, as it's going to be an interesting one. Just give me time to actually get a quick drink. Just give me a minute, guys. The money's on Pope. Interesting one. But let's put another poll in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where, let's see who could come out on top here between the top 5. Tyler in the chat there saying go, go. Could be an interesting one. Let's see what the standings are like. Well, the position's going to be like. But yeah, let's see who comes out on top of this battle. Nice to see you as well, Zaxify. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Okay, so we got Toussaint, Bonnie, but Bonnie did really well in terms of the positioning there. But yeah, we're just running on board with the Mercedes. I should really be not doing this in terms of poles, but whatever. But Nabelsic also managed to get a decent recovery there. So I don't know, still got to play for. We got Pub. Unit J as well, also taking a good time. Pub the Unit J taking himself up to into 5th place. I don't know where that came from, but good driving there from Unit J. Also throw Tim in there, so if you think Tim should win, just type Tim in the chat. But 22 people watching. Thank you everyone for joining. It's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, who comes out on top, ladies and gentlemen? Put your votes in. Let's see who's going to come out on top at the minute. Could be an interesting one. I'm personally going to go with Bonnie, but safety cars in this lap. Here we go. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This will be interesting. There's the safety cars in this little lap. And here we go, we're back off to a decent start. Bonnie's in a lot of time. Oh no, not yet. It's safety car next lap, my bad. I thought it was this lap. I'm so sorry. So it's one more lap and then the safety car is in. Started picking up a 5-second time penalty though for a severe collision with MC. That's going to be really costly there. But the safety car's in this lap, so you guys better get ready. See what votes are standing. So roughly so far it's between 2 Cent and Bonnie. Got 1 vote there for Pope. But yeah, put them votes in. Let me know what you think. Could be an interesting one here. I'm really hoping to see some decent battles here. But thank you everyone for joining us. It's really appreciated. Helps out the Super League a lot. But yeah, it could be an interesting one. Here we go now. As the warming up the tyres is going to be really costly for the drivers who haven't warmed up the tyres. But I think everyone's here. Yeah, everyone's there. Nice. But everyone vote 2 cents if you think 2 cents from the dead. But it could be a close one. It really could be a close one. We just have to wait and see. Try not to jinx it, remember. Because remember what happened to Ty there. I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out over on the YouTube. Maybe a really interesting one. But the safety car's in this lap. But let's see if 2 Cent can get away from the pack. But it's going to be really costly because 2 Cent on a 3-second time penalty. This could be really close. As the safety car is just about coming in this lap. As yep, it's coming in this lap now, and will 2 Cent be able to lead the way? And here we go now for the safety car restart. This will be an interesting one. MC's getting a lot of time. Looking style into the pits, but Pope's going to look for a move on Nabelsic. This will be really tasty. Nabelsic going into the first corner. 2 Cent holding it, trying to get it away from the drivers. Meanwhile, Unit J and Tim are going to go for a little bit of a battle. This will be a very interesting one. As so far, Bonnie Evil getting a lot of time there on 2 Cent, but also Nabelsic and Pope right behind him as 2 Cent now leads the pack of the safety car restart. Someone now comes down the inside. It was Tim getting the move done on Unit J, but Unit J is going to have to come back. This will be an interesting one. It's going to go wheel to wheel into this double right-hander. Tim sending it round the outside. A good move there from Tim as Nabelsic now doing a lot of time on Bonnie Evil. This can be very interesting now as they're coming towards this second double right-hander. He tries to look for a move there, not quite. But Unit J now taking a lot of time. It pushes Tim up into 5th place, so Tim's going to be catching up on the pack. Nabelsic and Bonnie, these two are going to be done close in terms of contact. But meanwhile, Leo and Unit J now, these two are going to have a battle. Will Leo be able to send the switch back? He's thinking about it, not quite, doesn't get that done, but 2 Cent now is leading the way. This is what he wants the drivers to try and battle it out, but Leo is going to go for a move now as these two are going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1. Will Leo be able to get the move done? This could be very interesting in terms of racing here. They're flying the ball with the Ferrari. Will be able to send one down the inside. He just manages to do it. It's wheel to wheel into turn 2. Unit J comes a little bit wide there, holds it around the outside, and manages to keep the position there. Good move there from Unit J. Good defensive strategy there. But Bonnie picking up a 3-second time penalty as well, so this will be costly in terms of positions. But there's Unity J now getting the move done on Leo. These two are going to hold wheel to wheel. Will Unity J be able to hold it down the inside? Not quite. Leo just managed to send it around the outside. That's the move done there on Unity J. But yeah, it could be a very interesting one now as Bonnie now losing a little bit of time on 2 cents. This will be very costly. But MC now, he's gaining a lot of time, but he's deployed the ERS quite a bit, so this could be quite costly in terms of how he performs for the rest of this race. But Nabalsek gaining a lot of time there. But so far, it looks like it's a draw between Pope and 2 cents. So one of them two is going to be your champions, according to you guys in the chat. But this will be interesting now. Nabalsek getting a lot of time there, but meanwhile Volodymyr staying a lot of time on MC, roughly by 4 tenths. Nabalsek is getting a lot of time on the pack, but this is the key now. 2 cent and Bonnie need to get away. If these two want a chance, Nabalsek or someone has to make a mistake. These guys are going to be, it's going to be quite costly in terms of time and in terms of positions there for these guys. But Nabalsek now gaining a lot of time on Bonnie. But the Red Bull is quite a nice livery. I do like that livery there for the Red Bull. I think it's quite a good one. But here we go now. Nabalsek's another for a move. Will be able to send it down the inside? He does send it down the inside. Gets the move done. Will Bonnie be able to get the switch back? Not quite. Pushes him up into second place. Good move there from the Red Bull. And I didn't quite see what was that. I think it was 2 cent that came out on top of that pole. But 2 cent now leading the way, followed by Nabalsek and Bonnie Evil in 3rd, Pope in 4th, Tim in 5th, Leocat in 6th, Unity J in 7th, MC in 8th, Volodymyr in 9th, and Wicked Style in 10th, and Starcliff coming in last. However, 2 cent though, still leading the way of this race. With 10 laps to go, will he be able to make the move? But meanwhile, MC now, he's going to look for a move on Volodymyr. Volodymyr holds it around the outside. Will MC be able to go for the switch back? He does, making a little bit of contact there. MC trying to go for the move. It's them two going to go wheel to wheel. This could be an interesting one here for the Alpine and the Williams. Alpine just coming out on top, and MC will be able to hold it around the outside. Volodymyr holding it down the inside. MC going a little bit wide there, but these two are still going wheel to wheel. MC coming out on top there, and I think Volodymyr just really wanted to stay back a little bit, but yeah, that was quite a little bit of late braking there from MC, but he did manage to get it done, so now he's going to be getting a lot of time on Unit J. This still going to be really spicy, there's still a lot to play for. Meanwhile, Nabalsek getting a lot of time on 2 cent. Could this be a P1 position for Nabalsek? But ladies and gentlemen, 10 laps to go, it could be a really interesting one. If we draw attention to the penalties now real quick, penalties, 2 cents for a 30-second time penalty, so this could be really interesting now. As Nabalsek going to go one round the outside, will 2 cents be able to hold it down the inside, just manages to get the move there. Bonnie's getting a lot of time now, but look at the penalties are quite tough, so it's going to be a close one. But Nabalsek now going to go for round 2 on the Mercedes. Wouldn't be able to send one down the inside as these two go wheel to wheel into turn 4. 2 cent going a little bit wide through that corner, still holds the position now. Nabalsek still not giving up. This is quite an interesting race, quite a little bit tasty here for 2 cent and Nabalsek. These two are still in close contact between each other. Will Nabalsek be able to look for a move into the double right-handers? It's going to be really interesting now to go through the first side of the right-handers. Now 2 cent holding it round the outside, keeping that there, and Tim spending a lot of time on Leocat. We just have to keep a close eye on that. But these two are going quite close now, as Pope decides to join into the battle. But Unit J is slowly catching up on Tim, but Tim's also catching up on Leocat. Leocat just holding it around the outside there, but Nabalsek's got the DRS. He's going to be deploying ERS and DRS at the same time. This could be really spicy as he looks for a move. He's going to look for a move into turn 1 as he's going to go wheel to wheel now. Nabalsek getting the move done. as it pushes him up into 4th place. But meanwhile, Bonnie and Pup, these two are really close, and 2 Cent losing a little bit of time there, so 2 Cent's gonna have to up his game to get that P1 back. But Bonnie looks for a move there, so this will be really interesting there. But what it started here is Volnick now getting the position on MC, pushes him up into 8th place. Oh no, it was MC getting the position of Volnick, my bad. But yeah, Bonnie's now slowly creeping behind 2 Cent, and Nabelsik now, his objective is to get away using all that ERS. So it's still all could be to play for. But Pope could win for penalties. No, Pope would if Nabelsik doesn't get a penalty, I'm trying not to jinx it here, Pope could push him up into 1st. But Pope and Nabelsik, these two need to not get a penalty. Bonnie now goes round the outside of 2 Cent, gets the move done there. As he pushes himself up into 2nd place, and now he's going to be doing whatever he can to try and stay on pole. But the top 4 now, these two are doing a lot. These 4, not 2. These 4 are doing a lot of time now. But Tim now, if you look at the other Mercedes driver, is slowly catching up on Leo. But Leo's got 6-second gap between Pope and Leo. So if Tim gets past Leo, he's going to have to try and gain 6 seconds, roughly a second a lap, to catch up to the top 4. And Tyler highlighting the message there. And Tanturi saying, "Oh, you need to go," so this could be very interesting. With 6 laps to go. As everything seems to die down now, but Bonnie's now got the DRS. This could be very tasty on Nabelsik. I still got wheel to wheel now. Nabelsik getting the move done. Bonnie pushes him up into pole. Will Nabelsik be able to retaliate and look for the move back? No, not quite. But 2 Cent now taking a lot of time, and Bonnie leads the way this race. Very good manoeuvres there from Bonnie, but now Pope now is right behind 2 Cent. This could be an interesting one. Nabelsik having a little bit of internet problems there. But it's quite close here for people in the top 4 with 5 laps to go. This could be a very interesting battle towards the end of the race. Every bit of ERS is getting deployed from Nabelsik's Red Bull to try and catch up to Bonnie, but Bonnie's got 62%, so he's going to be gaining a lot of time trying to get the move back if he can. Pope, meanwhile, he's on 50%, 2 Cent's on 33%. Pope's going to try and look for a move here on 2 Cent. He's tucking right behind 2 Cent here, so this is going to be very interesting. I mean, we're having a great race, but hopefully next week we do see some more drivers. But again, welcome to everyone in the chat. It's nice to see everyone here. But Pope now is going to look for a move on 2 Cent. He's going to think about it. And he's looking for a move. Oh, he just backed out of it. That could have been a potential move there for Pope, but he just backed out of it. I don't think he was ready for it yet, so he might go for round 2. Might go for round 2, but 5 laps to go is going to be a very interesting one. I mean, we have to wait and see. Volnick there just slowly catching up. We got Tim now. Tim's going to try and catch up. Let's ride on board with the Mercedes just for a little bit. I'll take that back because Pope now is going to go right behind 2 Cent. But everyone's chanting everything they can. This should be the point where it should be emo only. Emote on the chat, so like, spam the emotes. If I always want to spam the emotes for the final race, should be, well, the final lap, it should be interesting. Emotes for different drivers, I suppose. But hey, how we move. would be interesting to put it on emo only chat though for the Twitch. I mean, we'll have to see. Nice to see you, Topster, by the way. How you doing? And Nabelchef now using DRS to try and catch up on Bonnie, but Bonnie's got 50% ERS. Nabelchef's only got 16. So meanwhile, Tim is looking for a move on Leo, goes round the outside, gets the move done. Now he's going to try and use whatever he can to catch up Leo, doing a 30-second time penalty there. But nice move there from the Mercedes. But could be a very close one. Everyone's just chanting. Everyone's chanting in the chat. It's going to be really interesting for different drivers. So Pope do say this could be a close one. We'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, this is going to be a close one. I mean, honestly, we've had a good race, but will Toussaint, I think at this rate, Toussaint might drop down to 4th, because in terms of time penalties, but also that would mean Bonnie that's on pole position. I don't know. It could be a close one. We'll have to wait and see. As with 4 laps to go this race, this is going to be very close. As Toussaint now doing whatever he can to catch up. He's deploying DRS. Will he deploy the ERS as well? Not quite. But yeah, Ridley Styles is falling behind there by 45 seconds. Quite unfortunate for Ridley Styles. And Nabelchef spun! Ladies and gentlemen, Nabelchef spun, so that's really costly there. So that does push Bonnie and Pope up into 3rd place. Tim going up into 4th. That might have cost Nabelchef a race. It really might have. I think it has. Because Nabelchef won't be able to gain enough time on Tim now, because the gap is 6 seconds. Unless he gains enough. Oh, this could be really close. I'm debating. This could be really close. Oh, my head is hurting. My head is hurting, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't know. See, Tim can still drop down to 5th here if Nabelchef can't gain enough pace on Tim. But then Pope, no, so Pope's obviously keeping P3. I think Toussaint might get a pole here, you know, because the gap between Tim and Toussaint and Pope is 3 seconds. Toussaint will drop down here and Bonnie will drop down there, right? So then Nabelchef can't gain enough time, can't gain 8 seconds. Wow. I mean, this is going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait and see. As there are 2 laps to go here in Portimao. This could be an interesting one. But, wow, what a race we've had here in Portimao. I mean, towards the start, from start to finish, it's been very intense. I think this is one of the most intense races I've ever commentated. But meanwhile, Valenik just getting the move done on Leo Cat. I think Leo Cat, oh, that's really unfortunate. Leo Cat's got no wing. That's going to cost him a lot of time and effort. Leo Cat left the session because of it. That's understandable. But that does push Valenik up into 6th. Well, 8th place. You might want to have a look at that just to see what happens, Gav, by the way. This is a suggestion. But Pope now slowly getting behind Toussaint. It's going to be a close one. Let's go with a quick poll. Let's go with driver of the day, shall we say. Put your predictions in the chat to see who you guys thought the driver of the day was. We just have to wait and see now. Is there Toussaint in and a lot of time on Bonnie, but this can be very close now. As will Toussaint be able to look for a move? But yeah, let's have a look on the penalty situation. So as well, while we're at it. Tim picking up another 3-second time penalty. That does push Nabelchef up into 4th place. But, oh, why am I going to stop? Okay, so Bonnie and Tim, no, Bonnie and Toussaint, why did I say Tim? Bonnie and Toussaint on 3-second time penalties. So that pushes Pope into 1st at the minute. If Tim can get away, no, Tim's going to drop down to 5th because Nabelchef has no penalties. but Tim needs to get a lot of time. So I don't know, it's going to be an interesting one. In terms of tyres, 14 to 18 laps roughly for most drivers. This is going to be really intense, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your popcorn as we approach the final lap. Here we go now. As let's count it down, and here we go for the final lap. Let's commentate on the 3. So Bonnie in first, 2 cents in second, 2 cents on the left move. He's not going to give up. As Bonnie does a little bit loose. Will 2 cents just send one down the outside. Pub, however, is getting involved in this situation. It's going to be very close here from these 3. Bonnie's still leading the way. Oh, this is very intense, very close, very close, very close. As Bonnie now leading the way. Well, 2 cents off her move. He's thinking about it as he sends it down the inside. The pub just gaining on the Mercedes. But if you think about it, these 2 still have penalties, so we just gotta wait and see. As these guys are going through the first set of right-handers. Bonnie, for some reason, I'm looking through the wall. I mean, this is really intense. I don't even know what's happening here. As they're going towards the second set of right-handers, will 2 cents be able to look for a move? Not quite. As they're going towards the third and final sector, up the hill on the left-hander. I think he's going to stay behind him. I think every bit of ERS is going to be important here towards this final sector. As now they're coming across the final corner towards the down straight. Will 2 cents be able to gain that P1 position. As Pope now getting right behind. This could be an interesting one here. Gavra racing as Bonnie comes across the line. This was weaving, but that does mean Pope is your winner for this race. But Bonnie crossed the line first. So Bonnie crossed the line first. Pope comes up in first. Well done to Pope. Bonnie in second. 2 cents in third. Tim coming up in fourth. So Tim must have gained enough time, which pushes him up into 4th place. So great driving there from everyone. What a race we've had. Let's go ahead and do driver of the day real quick. If everyone wants to do driver of the day, I think we'll do it with the top 3. I'll quickly go ahead and set that up. I'm just going to put but what a race we've had. Wow. Everyone did really well. I mean, it's really intense. Let's start between the top 3. I think everyone did really well though. So who did driver of the day? Put your stuff in the chat right now. Let's have a look and see what people are saying. Votes are now open. But who said does their driver of the day on the game? But what do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think in the chat? Do let us know. I'm going to go with 2 cents. Please do let us know. It's going to be a close one. So far, Pope, you guys think Pope's going to win. But there we go. Pope in first place. Just manages to splash the champagne all over the place. 2 cents coming in third. And Bonnie in second. Great race from these top 3 drivers. But it's what a race we've had here. It's a really intense race. So here are the standings for the final race. So we've got Pub in third, 2 cents in second, 2 cents in third, Bonnie in second, Tim in fourth, Nabble second, fifth, Unique J in sixth, Volanic in seventh, MC in eighth, Wilson Style in ninth, Leo Cat in 10th, Starker in 11th, Tunturi in 12th, Z-Tech Oreos in 13th, and F1 Lover in 14th. But let's see, how long is that vocal left? It might be quite a while now. I think I first for like 5 minutes, I'm not too sure. Could be an interesting one. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been us here at the Gavra race. And what a race we've had. A really interesting race there. Thank you to everyone watching live on Twitch. Well done to 2 cents in particular. I mean, what a race we've seen from 2 cents there. Should we get the top 3 up in the commentary box? I mean, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Just to interview them real quick. Would you guys like to see a quick interview? I mean, we just have to wait and see. I mean, it could be a close one. I just have to ask Gav, see what he says. But what an interesting race. I mean, it's been close. It was quite close. I mean, we could see if Too Soon wants to have a quick chat. Let's see what Clive says. If not, we'll just call it for another day. But if everyone, where's Too Soon? Oh, is he there? I don't know if he had to go. I think we'll just call it. We could call it. Yeah, probably. But yeah, wow, what a race we've had here at Portugal. Thank you everyone for watching. Do appreciate it. Join us tomorrow night for Gavra racing again, but this time on GT Sport doing Interlagos. Wow, I think I need a break now. So thank you everyone for watching. Do appreciate it. Just remember, if you haven't followed already or subscribed, go ahead and do so. All the good stuff there. Big shout out to the top 3. Really do appreciate it. But until then, I will see you guys next week for another round of the Super League. So you all take care and goodbye. I don't know why I'm waving, because I'm trying to wave like I'm on camera, but I'm not. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night, guys.